Hello and welcome to highlights of RAF Live from Not Going to Uni here at RAF Benson, looking at everything outside of the day-to-day job on offer here in the RAF.
But there are so many clubs and associations that you can get involved with. I'm going to be taking a little look at some of them throughout the next half an hour or so, starting with one of my kind of favourites. And if the car behind me is not a giveaway yet, we're going to be talking to the guys from RAF Motorsport about how you can get involved.
If they just have an interest in it and they want to get involved more, it's the sort of thing we do. We take people from an absolute novice, we show them how it all works and what's involved, and then the idea is that at the end of it we try and get them out onto a track, and if they like it even more, then we take them through, guide them through the race licence.
We're up to speed now, welcome back, and the game is live and we are ready, well, it looks like to get us into some tanks, but James, you are a bit of the expert when it comes to War Thunder. In fact, you should be at home playing this right now, but we've dragged you in to talk about it. Talk us through what we're seeing, how this game works.
Yeah, so it's sort of vehicle combat. At the moment we're seeing the tank element. There is also aircraft as well as naval warfare, so it's a proper jack of all trades. You know, you can basically fight anything apart from submarines and people at the moment, but watch that space. They might be developing stuff.
Jamie, let's come to you. You're a big gamer, big into your esports. Why and how did you become involved with RAF esports?
So I've always played games as far back as I can remember, since I was a child, and then joining the RAF, I got to my first unit. You know, after training, you get introduced, hopefully, to your representative, an esports representative. There should be multiple on whatever base that you are based at, and then you can get involved through there. Most of the communications and the chats are run through the Discord app, if anybody's familiar with that, and then you can meet new people from across the country, all at different stations.
Just talk me through this car. It's a BMW off the base of it, but it's a racing car, but it wasn't always a racing car.
No, so it's a 2004 BMW 116. They're marketed, you know, they're quite old cars now, almost 20 years old. But in the last sort of 10 years or so, the 750 Motor Club have ran, they're one of the organising bodies in the UK, they've run the 116 Trophy, which is built to be a very cheap entry point to motorsport. It's roughly can work out that if you, including buying the car and then all the safety equipment and the various mandatory parts, you could probably go racing for about £7,000.
Which in the world of racing is actually fairly economical.
Yeah.
But it's being refitted and rekitted. How much of that do you do yourselves within RAF Motorsport?
So to be fair, we've stripped these cars down almost entirely. The only bit that we've not done is the roll cages, and we do get those professionally fitted, just because for the safety elements, while yes we could do it and it's not mandated by the championships, it's that peace of mind that someone who is an expert in the field is going to do it.
James? You can tell this is a good question.
Yeah.
Tough question.
I mean, sort of the working side of things, I'd probably say one of my best experiences would have to be my deployment to Qatar in 2021. It was, you know, my first time going to the Middle East, so getting to experience a different way of life, a different working environment. Again, meeting people I didn't normally work with.
But also from what you're saying, obviously, as much as fun it is, and you know, racing can be a full-time job for some, the social element of it as well is obviously a massive part of it. It's teamwork, it's working together from people across bases, because although the motorsport is kind of based here at RAF Benson, you don't have to also be based here, right, to be a part of it?
No, not at all. So we've got people based all over the UK and some overseas now. And they still get involved as well. We've got people up at Lossiemouth, we've got people, which is North Scotland, we've got people in Cyprus, and they are still just as active as any one of us in the motorsports team. Obviously the RAF does help a lot with that, with they're kind with us with travel and things like that. They will allow us the time to travel to where we're going, and that makes it good, because you're meeting people all the time from different parts that you wouldn't necessarily always meet in your day-to-day job.
Is this persuading you to play a bit more War Thunder?
Not quite.
Why do you prefer your games?
World of Tanks, it's just one vehicle. You don't have aircraft flying over you all the time. You don't
Feels like they have got an
ships
unfair
there.
advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. So it's just one platform, and it's 15 versus 15. As I've said, we're in a pretty good place in Europe. Sat about 100th at the minute, so
Wow.
we're not a bad little team. So
What can we see on this side of the car? Talk us through the sort of the setup here, and you did this all this morning, right? Setting this up for Showcase, but also for the realignment.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So this morning while we were setting up, we jacked the car up, took the wheels off, and put it on these plates. And the good thing with them is that they are on wheels, so they can move around a little bit. Ideally, what you do is you level the car off first, just to make sure that it's balanced correctly. And then, as you can see with the strings here, that's there just to make sure that it is all in line with it as it should be.
Doesn't help that I'm leaning against it.
No, but no. So what you do is using all these rules on here, you would make sure that everything is in line, or depending on what you're trying to achieve. So if you want to have the wheels perfectly in line with each other, you'd make sure that it says the same value on each one. Or perhaps if you're trying to do other things, you look at the camber plates. You can also do some while you've got the wheels off. Obviously, things like suspension adjustments will be quite easy now, and things like that. Yeah, it's all a good bit of fun and a bit of challenge as well, really.
But depending on what games you're playing, it's all good for the mental side of things. You can sit and keep your brain active and things like that.
They are going at it right
yeah,
now.
I'm struggling to keep up with what's going on. There's so much.
I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. So we can understand, and people are based all over in this game. That's the beauty of it, right? Everyone's remote.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of the biggest benefits of esports is you can be absolutely anywhere in the world playing against people. So I imagine there's people from dotted all across the UK, possibly even abroad. I'm not too sure who's actually playing in this game, but yeah, I've played regularly myself with people from again all over the UK when I'm playing with the RAF, or you're up against people from Europe, States, even further afield. Although that's when internet problems start to come into things a bit.
We're all too aware of the internet problems, aren't we? We're powering through though. The game well and truly underway. We saw there one of the planes as well in action, so both air and on land attack.
I've got a question. Do you get paid for races, or do you only get paid if you win races? Do you get paid at all?
We don't get paid any more than our work. Although I will say that in sim racing, I have been paid in the past.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any of the championships that RAF personnel compete in that do give cash prizes.
You must get some trophies if you win, though.
Oh, we get trophies.
Is there a little trophy cabinet somewhere on base?
Yeah, there's ones on bases, but a lot of it's individual things.
Okay.
So I'll admit I've got a couple of bits from. So I've got, I think, from the race remembrance that we did together. We all were given these pens that were specially created for the event, or then somebody who makes a trophy specially for that event. We've got the company there as one of our sponsors, Race to the Finish. They provide us with our trophies for the year, so they use a lot of old F1 car parts.
Big esports got suddenly because everyone was stuck in their homes, and that has kind of carried on a bit. We saw the industry kind of boom as well, not just in general, people able to make a lot of money out of it, but it can be a bit of a real lifetime for some people actually, being able to sort of delve in and enjoy a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's benefit. I mean, obviously with games such as War Thunder or FIFA, Call of Duty, all of that sort of stuff. The racing side of it, as we spoke about earlier. The fact that I was able to go from sitting in my room driving a race car on the internet to driving the car that's behind us, as well as still getting to race against people again around the world. I've even competed against professional racing drivers, so I have shared the track with drivers such as Max Verstappen.
Just a little mic drop there.
Yeah.
We have made a few adjustments with remapping and timing, things like that. That's just to eke out those extra ponies. But it's kept very standard, and the idea behind that is it keeps the racing close together. So the championship that this car will race in has a set of regulations, and to stop people going absolutely crazy and putting as many engines and horsepower as you like into it, they have a set of rules that everyone abides to. And as I said, it keeps racing close, it keeps it cost effective, it keeps it exciting, really, you could say. So
Have a go at campaign mode and then let me know what you think.
Maybe.
Now, I thought we were in space there for a minute, but we're not. It doesn't go that high, does it? This looks like a bit of a mean piece of machinery here.
Yeah, and so we've got some wonderful aircraft coming in. This is going to be.
Dude, why would you even bother with a tank? You've got the height advantage, you've got radar. I mean, I know a tank can shoot, but they're slow and clunky, right?
So what we're looking at here now, that also has radar. That doesn't have radar. That's got a big gun. Aircraft. While yes, you might look at it and go, oh, that's going to be super powerful. Everyone has self-propelled anti-air, and you can always bring out your own aircraft as well.
Do you need any qualifications to get into this type of field, like you need a certain GCSE or A-level qualification? If yes, which subject?
okay, so to get into the motorsports team within the RAF, we don't ask for any extra qualifications, educational. It's just the requirements to get into the Air Force in the first place, whatever those requirements are for your particular trade. So once you're in the RAF, no, we don't ask for anything else.
Brilliant. And James, final line from you. Why should they get involved in RAF motorsport?
Because it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. You know, you get weekends away, or you get the opportunity to go to big engagement events. So the Royal International Air Tattoo, the Grand Prix. I got to do that last year.
Amazing.
That was a lot of work, but at the same time, you got the reward of you're there doing a lot of things. You get to see the race as well. The opportunities that you get through motorsport is even more than you would think just through the Air Force.